Today we're going to be taking a look at the biggest games to release on Stadia for the month of February. Do note, I'm only going to be going over confirmed games with a set release date. There are still plenty of games that could randomly drop throughout the month. Let it be known that Google has a weird obsession with just dropping games out of the blue, and there are plenty of games that have been rated by the ESRB and PEGI ratings board. And with that all covered, let's get right to it by taking a look at the first game arriving at the very beginning of the month, and that's the Life is Strange Remastered collection. This is going to be a day-and-date release alongside all other platforms, and in this title you can experience the BAFTA award-winning story of Life is Strange. This time around beautifully remastered with enhanced visuals and vastly improved animation using mocap technology. The collection does include Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is a 3-part episodic standalone game that serves as a prequel to the original Life is Strange. But best of all, the entire collection will be available as a Stadia Pro title as soon as it releases February 1st, and that's a great deal for any Stadia Pro subscriber. Just want to throw in my personal thoughts on each game here, and with Life is Strange, I would actually say it's a really great title as long as you're into narrative experiences. That being said, it does deal with some pretty heavy topics, and if you're likely to be bothered by that sort of thing, I would suggest going out and seeing what exactly those topics are before you dive into the game. But now let's move on to the second big release this month, and that's MotoGP 21, which is set to release February 1st. This isn't a new game by any means. In fact, it's coming out fairly close to April, which is when the next MotoGP 22 should be releasing. But I still wanted to highlight it here for any MotoGP fans, as this is one of the better entries in the series overall. The game itself features over 120 official riders, 20 tracks with new and improved features, and unprecedented levels of realism. And for the first time, they're introducing long lap penalties, on top of being able to relive the history of MotoGP with over 40 historic riders and iconic bikes. It'll be very interesting to see whether its sequel MotoGP 22 will be launching day and date alongside other platforms for Stadia. Personally, I'm just happy to see the game arrive. I kinda figured Milestone may have lost interest in porting their games to Stadia, but this does say otherwise. Hopefully this means we might be able to still see Hot Wheels Unleashed get a Stadia release, because that is a fantastic game, especially if you're a fan of Hot Wheels. But now it's time we move on to the third title of the month, and that's Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, which is set to release February 15th. This is another day-and-date release alongside other major platforms, which features a mix of thrilling action and country-capturing simulation. You can expect to experience the human drama of the Three Kingdoms in a way only Empires can provide. Fight exciting castle sieges, and manipulate the country's politics. This is the Empire's experience. This game provides that Dynasty Warriors trademark of 1 versus 1,000. You'll see a ton of enemies on screen, and you'll be going through them in an action, fast-paced combat system. I can tell you right now, as somebody who used to really love this franchise, that I'm excited to hop back into it. And for those unaware, I do want to point out that there are some differences between the mainline Dynasty Warrior series and the Empire's versions of those games. Typically, Empires does provide more story backdrop, and on top of that, there's a strategic element with the political system in play. And while its combat is still hack and slash heavy, there is more of a strategic element during those battles than just eliminating everyone in sight. It's great to see this franchise arrive on Stadia, and I'm hopeful we'll see more games from Koei Tecmo come soon. But now let's move on to the last major release of the month, and that's Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. It's set to arrive day and date alongside other platforms February 22nd. This is the next major expansion for Destiny 2, and along with it, you can expect a new big campaign, a new raid with a pyramid ship, and even more weapons, including the new Glaive special weapon type. But that's not all to expect. The Witch Queen will also introduce a new weapon crafting system, as well as many quality of life changes, and the launch of Season 16 will revamp the existing Void subclasses with aspects and fragments like Stasis. There's a lot of excitement and hype about this expansion from the Destiny 2 community, and I have to say, based on everything they've shown, it looks fantastic. It's even got me reconsidering whether or not I want to jump back into Destiny 2 and start that grind all over again. Do you plan on picking this expansion up? And if so, do you recommend getting back into Destiny 2? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Overall, it's looking like an okay month on Stadia, at least better than January, but I do want to point out that there are 2 major releases this month that are missing, and I want to highlight them simply because I really do hope they find a way to Stadia at some point down the road. They're games I will be picking up on other platforms as soon as they come out, and that's Dying Light 2 and Elden Ring. I hate to admit it, but these are probably the most sought out releases this month alongside Destiny 2's expansion. Hopefully we'll end up hearing something about these games at some point. Dying Light 2 is right around the corner, so I doubt we'll be seeing any sort of surprise launch. But Elden Ring is not till toward the end of February, so hopefully Google drops a bomb that would excite a lot of Stadia users, but try to keep your expectations low. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, thanks for watching. This has been The Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.